This is Chicago. Doors open on the left at Chicago.
Welcome to Chicago. Welcome to Chicago. Welcome to Chicago.
This is Chicago. Doors open on the left at Chicago.
Welcome to Chicago. Coming from the 606 Media Studios, this is the TCSF podcast with Big Z in the house. We got Stevie-B from the No Water in the Weekend podcast. And episode 196, we're reaching that 200 mark, so stay tuned for big events.
What are we planning?
I can't say. I got to solidify a couple things this week. It's brought to you by 606 Media, True Chicago sports fans, and Great Clothing Company. Don't forget to go to greatclothingco.com and get your official TCSF podcast t-shirt. Search for code word TCS True Chicago. Use the True Chicago code word and use a why am I all jumbled up here? Our promo code is TrueFan15 for 15% off your entire order. That is TrueFan15. Go and get your shirts now. If you're watching on Facebook, YouTube, X, hit that subscribe button.
Smash.
There you go. And if you're on your favorite podcast app, remember to give us a 5-star review. Leave some comments, some kind words for us. It'll help us up on the charts. Shoot us up. Right now, I think we were, what I shared with you guys the other day, I think we were like 26th in the world, which is insane. I mean,
oh, that's great. Jesus. I mean, that's amazing.
Yeah, for sports podcasts. Hey, we're down there, but we're climbing the charts.
Yeah.
You can also support the show by with a monthly subscription at anchor.fm/True Chicago Sports Fans. Go over there and click on the support button. You can subscribe for as little as 99 cents a month. We're not putting any inflation taxes on that. We're not gouging you.
We're like supporting the anyone who wants to be able to listen to this podcast. That's the whole point.
Right. It's cheaper than a burger at McDonald's.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely is. In this live episode, whoa. It is all about the woes of Chicago summer baseball and how our teams are doing. The Cubs are on a skid row along with the White Sox. So take a seat next to us over here. So it's going to be just all baseball this evening. If you're listening this morning, and then we'll get into what you're watching. But let's just get into it and let's play. Do we have baseball? Yeah, we got 3 up and down.
Yeah, we got it.
You got it right here. We go.
I'll perplex him with my slow ball.
1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out.
All right, Stevie-B, it is time to talk Chicago Cubs baseball. As your background is signifying, you might have to change that to Cubs lose because they've lost 5. Count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 straight losses, sir. What are we going to do now, man?
Well, you know who really lost this weekend is anyone who went to Sueños this weekend, but I'm not going into that. I will say, I'll leave that for no on the weekend, but I will say that if you went to Sueños this weekend, you definitely lost.
Disappointed,
But I will say this, it's frustrating, man. I between the rain on Friday, the rain on yesterday, Sunday, and the rain today a little bit, you can't catch a break. This team, I get it, rain delays, but don't lose momentum. Like going in the clubhouse, I don't know what you're doing, relaxing. Again, we're talking about, like, if we talk about 2016, they're playing Nintendo Switch before the game started. I don't know what you're doing, but facing the Cardinals, who are not a threat, who are a team that you should beat no matter what, right? An offense that you clearly have, but then also, again, we've talked about this the whole show, pitching in the middle and closing. You lost the Braves on Wednesday, the 22nd, 9-2. You should feel embarrassed about yourselves. And then you lose Thursday 3-0. It's like, okay, you didn't show up. And then Saturday, May 25th, you play the Cardinals, you blow it to a 7-6 lead. Okay. That's disgusting. And then you go and you play the Cardinals yesterday, and these are Fox games. These are not on Marquee, so you could watch them. And I'm like, oh, I have Marquee. I can watch on Fox. Not a big deal. But then you lose 4-3. It's like, come on, guys. Like, I get it. Bats sometimes go hot, sometimes go cold. I totally get that. But you have to have people step up. And then you have today. I'm sitting at the bar watching Marquee on my phone. It's the 8th, bottom of the 8th. Okay, you have this guy. I call him Lester, but it's not that. Lether. What is it? Would you say it was?
Is it Leiter Jr.?
Leiter Jr. over here gets 2 on base, throws another pitch.
Mm-hmm.
Nick Madrigal bounces off his glove and goes in between center and left. And you have a run in. And then the next pitch, you get another guy and he hits a home run. And it's 4-0. And it's the bottom of the 8th. And it's like this date for the Brewers is circled on the coach's actual game because he's going home. The team should be like, hey, we got our managers back. We're going to like just, rip it. Right. But it's crazy. And especially because, Cubs Craig Counsell booed by Brewers fans in Milwaukee return. That's what's going to happen.
Of course. He left them high and dry.
Right. He left his girl and went to a better one and went to Wrigley. But my point being is like all the guys there should have been excited and like, hey, I'm going to do my best for my coach. And also another thing, if you're middle relief and blowing leads, the pitching coaches should know who's up to bat and what people who are in the bullpen can pitch against. You can't just throw someone in there and say, oh, I think he could do it. No. You really need to evaluate this middle relief and the closer at this point. And again, we've talked about this on the show. We need to do this now better than later. And doing it now because we're in the end of May. We're going to hit June and July. Yep. June, July is when you need the wins most. Like that's non-negotiable. And if you want to contend right now, you're not doing it. You're not going to win. 2-10, 2-8. What was it? 2-8 the last 10 games. Like that's ridiculous. That's embarrassing.
I think you're 1-9.
Especially when you're playing your own division. The Cardinals, really? You're going to lose to the Cardinals?
We lost to the Cardinals too, but we're a horrible team. Looking at the stats for today's game, you've got 1 hit from Horner, 1 from Suzuki, 2 from Bellinger, and 1 from Amaya. That is it. That is it. And where's Christopher Morel? Where's Patrick Wisdom? Where's Swansby?
No, they weren't in. Like Morel wasn't in today. He wasn't playing third.
Morel was your DH.
Right. Now, again, I don't know. Nicky Two Strikes not catching that ball. I don't know if Morel would have done the same thing. I have no idea. This is an up in the air thing because it could have happened to either of them.
Right, because they're not good third basemen. Simple as that.
Oh God.
I'm enjoying this.
But
so
I'm just saying, like, you just need to like put it together, guys. Like, I know it's easier said than done, but at the end of the day, like the Brewers, we're 3.5 back. If we took this series, we'd be a little bit closer. And
you got Justin Steele, who pitched a gem. He pitched 7 innings, gave up 3 hits, 1 walk, 8 strikeouts. So it looks
that's
like
my point.
He's back on track. And then you have Leiter Jr., who comes in a third of an inning, give up 1 hit, 2 runs, a walk, and a strikeout. And Wisniewski came in for the rest of it, gave up 2 hits, 2 earned runs, and a walk. So again,
if I was a starter, I would literally go to the bullpen, talk to each guy. Hey, how could I help you? What do you need help with? How can we win? How can I mentor you? Like it's basic thing.
This should have been on the bats. I'm sorry.
No, you're correct too. It shouldn't have gone that long to get a hit. And I get pitching, sure, but at the same time, it's like we're hot. We're scoring 7-8 runs, and then we're not scoring anything. And you can't do that.
The opposite happened in May. You had a great start in April,
right?
Even with the injuries, and then in May it caught up with you. It's as simple as that.
Then now you have everyone just trying to figure it out, get back in the groove. But I just blame mostly the bullpen and the closing. Like if I'm a starter and I'm pitching, Showtime deserve like it's not all about wins, but at this point, like you need wins. I don't care. I don't want to hear like, oh, it's not all about wins. It is for a pitcher because everyone wins. And I don't care. Like, yes, you want to pitch for a Cy Young or pitch for whatever. Fine. But you need a win if you want to contend. And every one of these players on the Cubs are veterans. They're not necessarily like really rookies. You have a year or two in between each other. You kind of know what's going on. Yes, you have a different manager. Yes, you have new coaching. But at the same time, it's like, ask questions, follow up, talk to people. What am I doing wrong? What did I do this series that I need to get better at? And then if you're not hitting, hey, stay after, hit another 100 balls more. I don't get it. Like, I would want this job. I might suck and not hit shit anyway. I'm playing the show and I'm doing really well, but in real life, I probably wouldn't do this well. I'd probably strike out. I don't know. Maybe I would. Maybe I wouldn't. I want to say like I would do okay. I'd be in AAA for a long time. But I'm just saying, like, I love baseball. I love playing it. I like the whole aspect of it, and so do you. It's just frustrating because it's like we want to contend. We're so close to being a good team, but we're just missing something. And it's
how are you so close? You're a 500 team. If you were a 500
right now, it looks like that. And I will not disagree with you. It looks like we're a 500 team. Like we will be
exactly a 500 team.
Yeah.
I mean, the Giants are a 500 team in second place. If you were a 500 team in the East, you'd be in you would be in third place.
I
you're
just
lucky to be second place right now. You're lucky that the Cardinals actually do suck. The Pirates actually do suck. The Reds actually suck. But you know what's going to happen during these summer months? One of those teams is going to catch fire.
I feel Cincinnati's going to get hot. I feel Cincinnati beat St. Louis today, right? I think that's what it was.
I believe so. So
yeah.
you're looking at having you need to have a bounce back June to actually make up some of this ground. You're playing the Brewers for 4, then you're playing Cincinnati for 3, and then you got 2 easy games against the White Sox, which if you lose those 2 games against the White Sox,
I will literally like lose my mind.
You are not living that down because our team literally is dumpster fire.
If we lose twice to the White Sox, I don't know what I do to myself. I will literally get in the car with my grandfather and get a little liquored up. We talk about this joke, but I'm dead serious. Or I will put on a White Sox hat if we lose both games, just for a photo.
Okay, you heard it here.
I swear, like this is like the kind of shit that pisses me off when it comes to because it's like you're repeating last year in a sense. You got ahead of it this year. You have great starters. You do, but it's the bullpen.
Besides the Brewers, you have an easy schedule right now because you had the Pirates twice. You had the Cardinals. You have the Cardinals right after the White Sox, I believe. No, sorry. You have Cincinnati after the White Sox again. Like, you do have an easy part of the schedule. Yes, the Brewers are in first place, but you guys always kick their butts. So I don't understand.
I don't get it.
You have way more talent on your team than they do on their team, and you have the better manager. So I don't know what the lows are, what's making them not be able to hit. Bats go cold. Luckily, it is in May right now where you can still have time to correct it. But middle relief and your closing, that is your main focus. Because if you can't get those 2 going down into the stretch in August, say goodbye to the playoffs.
No, you're fighting for a wild card at that point. Like, why would you want to fight for a wild card? You could have taken the division easily.
Yeah,
I don't understand. Again, middle relief and the closing position. I would, if I was a middle relief and I'm fucking up, I would go to talk to whoever it is who's a starter and be like, hey, I want to know what you're doing. I want to talk to the coaches. I want to know what I'm doing wrong, how to be a better pitcher, because you only get a couple opportunities in the MLB, the show. Why wouldn't you take that very serious?
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you. So what is the next step for the Cubs then?
They I get where we're talking about, like it's middle or end of May. I don't look at it like that. Look what happened last season. We lost at the final week. And I said it on the show. That week, we have to be over 500. We have to take 7 out of 10. We have to take 8 out of 10. We cannot be under that. And then we're scraping and fighting for the last middle. Wait, what did Berto say?
Beto. It's so frustrating being a Cub fan right now. Shaking my head. I know the White Sox fans go through. What is this?
You know what? I will say this. It took us 100 and something years to win.
108.
And now it's like the White Sox would always jab at us. Oh yeah, you haven't won a World Series and yada yada yada. Well, now you're in the same boat. Like hey,
it's even. It's 0-0 right now. Hey, you guys have the better team. We're still rebuilding,
It's never going to get better. I don't honestly believe it's going to ever get better.
No, it's not going to get better, man. And
but my point being is like we actually have an owner and yada yada yada. But it's just spending money. Yes, fine, you spend money. But my point being is like what is going on? I don't bullpen middle relief. There's going to be people who are probably waived and ready to like pitch. I don't get this. Like look at it. Like have the scouts go and grab people. Have Brad Pitt from Moneyball go out there and do it. I don't know. My point being, or like Trouble with a Curve, get Clint Eastwood out there. I don't care who's out there. I just want you to scout. And then also, but again, we have prospects, and I know what you say about prospects. I totally get it. Yes, exactly. So but my point being is like,
you don't want to get
don't
rid
call
of
anyone up early. Go ahead.
Yeah, so you don't. Chicago fans do not want to give up their prospects.
Right? I am not one of them. I will say, and I agree with you when you say they're suspects.
I just, Fernando Tatis is just all I'm going to say on my side. We gave up on Fernando, and he was, a baller, but still, the name carried a lot of weight, and he was doing well in A ball, about to get promoted, and then he gets traded to San Diego for, a bum pitcher that we thought we needed. Again. Not to say he's had the best career ever, but it's a better career than the guy that we traded for. So you don't want to give up prospects. I'm like, okay, then what do? You can't buy anything. There's nobody out there available to get on the free agent market. So you've got to make a trade. You've got to make that hard decision. All right, we'll trade some low level prospects, and we'll trade one of these veterans to get somebody. But who's giving up at this early in the stage? There's nobody giving up early at this stage. So
I would say White Sox. No. And yes, you've said that multiple times. But I also agree. Like anyone who's like, again, for example, Yankees, they're not going to trade anyone. Anyone who's winning first place, anyone who's above 500 or close to contending, they're not going to trade anything. No. But you have to grab players from like shitty teams, the Marlins, Angels, White Sox, wherever you want to grab.
Mariners, Nationals,
right? And, who are you going to grab from there? Who's on the teams that you could say, okay, they're all right?
I would say, from my perspective and knowing the White Sox, you have a lot of good middle relievers and back end bullpen. You can get it for cheap because Kopech is going to be a free agent, so you might as well get him for a low level prospect.
I would feel so bad for sending someone to the White Sox, but I get what you're saying. No, you're right, and I agree with you.
You've got the Mariners are a surprising team that's not scoring for some reason. I don't think they're ready to give up on their prospects, but the Marlins are always willing to sell. They want prospects, so they might send you some major league talent that you can use right now. I would have to do a deep dive into their organization.
Where's JC?
Yeah, okay.
I'm just kidding.
JC's a football man. We got the Nationals. I don't know their organization either, but I'm going to tell you right now, they have some major league talent. Do they want to sell at this point? We don't know, and that's the problem. Is that you need help now, and most teams won't make decisions until a week before the trade deadline, and there's no more past the trade deadline rules where you can make a backsided trade. You can't do that anymore. The trade deadline is the trade deadline, and that is it. So you're looking at those are the 5 teams you should be looking at.
We got to wait till July. Can we afford to wait that till July?
Right. Let's say the bats do wake up, and then the pitching's bad. The front end pitching's bad. No,
true. Like Showtime over here, he's pitching fabulous. He's doing his job, and I don't want to jinx it, but I'm just saying, like, you have footage after a couple months, you're gonna get people are gonna know how to hit against you. That's how it is. It's
at this pace. No, he's not. He's not gonna keep up this pace that he's at right now. No,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah. And then he has to go back and evaluate and change and do a little bit. That's how it goes. It's a dance, right?
It is.
It's a dance, like in Sueños, right? It's it's not a dance. It's mostly arguing and then stealing shit. But anyway, besides the point, I saw on TikTok.
There's a lot of fights.
But my point being is, like, it's all funny, and I don't care what you do. I don't go to Sueños anyway. I'm at Riot Fest. Anyway, but my point being is like, this is the stuff that's like, as a Cubs fan, and I don't know, again, so many years of never winning and just going to playoffs and like, blah, blah, blah. It's just frustrating because it's like, these guys are great. I don't get it. I get the whole aspect of bats are cold. But this date for the Brewers, we have 3 more games against them. I wanted to go this weekend. I wanted to go today.
You wanted to go today, and I was like, "There's no way. I got too much stuff to do."
We could have done the episode on the train, and I was just asking. And we could have taken the train, got there, then came back. We wouldn't even have to drive. Yeah. It's an hour. It's an hour and a half on the train.
Well, same thing as in the car, right?
Yeah, but we wouldn't have to drive. We could drink as much beer as we want. We just had to make sure that we got back on the train, or else we're fucked.
Yeah, completely.
Oh my God. I'm sorry to digress. I'm just saying. Okay, go ahead.
Do they win these 3 games against the Brewers now, or they end up splitting?
I want to say split. I honestly, I don't think. I
think they go 1-1-1-1. Like, one game each.
Yeah. It depends on who's pitching. I don't think they're going to take the next 3. I would love that if they did.
But I the way they're playing right now, I don't see that.
No, I don't either.
You've got all these guys that are completely cooled off. You got guys that are coming back from injury. They're not 100% yet. And that's bad news. That's bad news for the Cubs if they're not 100%. And it's starting to be June. You've got to get the ball rolling. And I think it's going to take some of the guys to be called up. There's going to be some phantom injuries, a shoulder, a knee, an ankle. Like, all right, bro, take 10 days off. We're going to bring up some kids, bring up some energy, and see what happens. You got to mix it up.
Yeah, but even like, this is what we talked about. You bring up kids, it's like they could maybe do 4 innings, but they're not ready. And again, you give them experience.
You don't need them to do 4. You need them to do 1 or 2.
I would like 4, but yeah, one or two. That means the rest of the bullpen is going to go pitch, and then they're going to what? Just lose?
Don't suck.
Well, that's easier said than done, because right now 100%. We're sucking.
Oh yeah, that's 100%. You're sitting right next to us.
I don't want to sit next to you. That shit stinks. We might suck, but we don't stink like that. No, it's like the middle of the run kind of fucking bus stop that no one wants to go to because it's the worst bus stop with like the low fucking amenities. The lights don't even work, and you have to stand in the middle of the street in Chicago to see if the bus comes. Like when I have to go to Indiana for family stuff and I pass by Guarantee Rate, I'm like, oh, there's no traffic. It's easy breeze going through this place because no one's going. But hey, I'm just projecting my own hate and my anger.
Why would you go support a losing team?
I wouldn't. But I'm supporting this team who's losing, and it's making me like, I turned off the game after I saw that home run. I'm not going to lie. I turned it off.
That was the end of it.
It was. I wasn't going to watch it. I was pissed off, and I was like, you know what? I got to get ready for the show. I'm already irritated. I'm fumed, and I'm pulling a surge.
That's okay. That is okay.
And also with you too, when you get very heated up. But I'm just, you can't expect this team to be. What is it going to be? A 500 team? Like, we don't want 500. We want to be more than that. We got pitching. We got guys who are like there. I don't understand what the issue is, and I get it. I don't want to say weather, rain delays has an issue, but come on, like, it doesn't matter. Like, just go out there. Like, if baseball was my job, I'd be a lot happier. If you listen to No on the Weekend, you could tell how I'm feeling. But my point being is, like, just everyone has talent on this team. It's not that they don't.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to communicate with them. I will go and talk to them. Your lives are better than mine.
You give them
you should like you make me happy, but when you lose, I'm more depressed. Like, win it for me.
It's just changed for the Chicago Cubs because they're no longer the lovable losers. Right before, it was like, we lost, but we had fun at Wrigley and Wrigleyville, and that that's all that matters. We show up for the team and whatever. That's no longer the case. Now it's like, why does our team suck? And we don't want that anymore. We don't like the taste of losing anymore. And it's good. That's a good thing to have for your fan base. Right now, the fan base on the South Side is turning on the team. You know, it's turning on the ownership. It's turning on the coaching, and we'll get into that in a little bit. But like, there is no reason that this team should be just 500. This team should definitely be contending for first place, staying in the 1 or 2 games around the Brewers, because they have a good team. The thing is that when you have a good team on paper and don't make any big additions, I mean, you did make the pitching addition has been great for you with Shota. He's been great, but everyone else has regressed. You don't have Cody Bellinger MVP or MVP runner-up. You don't have Swanson.
Yeah, I mean, you're hitting like
he's
Michael
Bush has not been hitting since he hasn't hit.
No, he hit a great home run the other day, but I want you to be consistent against the Cardinals. He did a great hit, and he was doing really well. But then again, the bats are all cold. All cold.
Yeah, they're all cold.
Like, you have a better chance of like getting coldness if I go out there and I go and bat. Now I'll hit a couple foul balls, I might strike out. But my point being is, like,
I don't think
you're better than.
I don't think you're touching not one ball that gets pitched.
We're going to sluggers. We're going to end this debate.
Sluggers go to Stellas.
Whatever, we're going to go. But I could hit a 90-mile-per-hour like fucking ball. And if I do, I want you to lick the baseball that I don't know.
You're not licking any baseballs.
All right. I know is I have confidence in myself, where these guys should have confidence in themselves, because I will say they're better than me. That's why I'm not in the show, but they're better than me. And hey, love troubles, what's going on? Like, I will be your therapist. I will be your bro if you want to grab a drink. Like, this is like kind of thing that I could do for you.
I think that
make me look bad on the show. Like, that's all I'm asking for.
A manager at this point should take it upon himself to like bring out some change, take the team out for whatever, you want to take them out to the movies, to go play laser tag, go do something that's completely not baseball related, get their mind off it, let them relax, let them have fun, let them come back the next day, and you know what, play a baseball game today. And
I get that they've been playing in the Midwest, Cardinals and Brewers, and I know it gets exhausting. You're in a hotel room, it's hard to go out, yada yada. Like, you have a game the next day. Again, I am the same boat with you. I could send them a ambulance, but my point being is, like, I get it, but then I don't. And then it's just, it's frustrating. It's like, guys, you're living the dream that everyone else wants to live. Mm-hmm. You have talent, and I want to be you. I want to make the money you do. I want to feel famous. I want everyone to scream my name when I get up to a plate. I want to have my own theme song. I do that in the show, and it feels fucking amazing.
You're playing too much video games, sir.
Well, that's the closest I'm going to get. I honestly, like, that's as close as I'm going to get.
All right. We're going to take a short break, and we'll come back.
I'm going to cry right now.
That's all right. Do it during the break. We're going to talk about Chicago White Sox baseball or their lack of right after this commercial break.
Hey, true Chicago sports fans, show off your Chicago pride with some fresh clothes from Grit Clothing Company. At Grit Clothing, they create that simple yet classic style that represents that Chicago Southside lifestyle. From t-shirts to hoodies, hats to glassware, they've got you covered. Grit has everything you need to represent your Chicago pride. So do it right now. Check out gritclothingco.com and use the promo code TrueFan15. TrueFan15 for 15% off your entire order. Let me say it again. That's gritclothingco.com and use the promo code TrueFan15 for 15% off of your entire order.
Hey guys, it's Steven.
And this is Sean, and you are listening to True Chicago Sports Fans.
Don't forget to listen to Nowhere on the Weekend. New episodes on Monday. You can find us anywhere you listen to podcasts.
Yeah, so we're going to go do a couple of shots. So let's kick it back over to Big Z.
Welcome back to the True Chicago Sports Fan Podcast with Big Z. Stevie-B in the house with me. And it's time to talk some White Sox baseball. And this is where I get to rant. on
Yeah,
the
you do.
one of the worst teams. So I'm going to play something that's a courtesy of NBC Sports Chicago. I can't play the video for obvious reasons, but we're going to play this video here. See if we can listen to this. Oh, I'm sorry. There's it not playing. There we go.
It's not.
Can you hear it?
I can't. No.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, essentially, Pedro Grifol came out and called out his team 2 days in a row, saying that they came out flat and they played like crap. And then they interviewed the Corey Lee, who's our catcher, and interviewed another White Sox player. And said he's like, that's his opinion. That he can have his opinion, but I don't think we came out flat. We put on a major league uniform and we played to the best of our ability. Right now, we're playing the best teams in MLB back to back to back, and unfortunately, they're coming out on top. And then the next day, he does it again. Yesterday, he doubles down. That's exactly his words. I'm going to double down on what I said, that this team's coming out flat. I'm sorry. Isn't it your team to manage the talent that's on their team? Now, is there lack of talent? Yes. You knew that going into getting this job that you were going to have a lack of talent because they were going to rebuild. It is your job to develop these guys, these young guys that are on the team. It is your job to create a lineup that puts consistency. You keep moving these guys up and down. It looks like an elevator with this lineup, what they put up there. The only good spot, the only good thing that's happening right now is Garrett Crochet, who actually, gave up some runs his last start. But he is the American League strikeout leader with 85 strikeouts in 12 starts. He is number 1 in the AL. You got Flannery with 81, Reagans with 76, Schoolball with 72, and Gill with 70. Right now, that is the only high spot for the White Sox. Not one player on the Chicago White Sox has 20 home runs. I'm sorry. 20 home runs or 20 RBIs. Either one. I don't think either one has either one.
You're not scoring.
158 runs scored. 158 for the season. We are dead last in baseball. I mean, this might be not only the worst statistical season in White Sox history, but the worst statistical season in MLB. Like, it's ridiculous how bad this team is, considering they signed Pham, who gave us a spark, who's been a professional. He's been pretty good at hitter and so forth. You've got DeJong, who's been doing okay at short. Do I want him there? No. I think Colson Montgomery should be coming up in a couple weeks, hopefully. I really think you've got to do that youth movement sooner than later and get these kids a lot more major league at bats. If we suck with the kids, with the kids that we drafted a couple years ago, I'm all for it. But right now, our minor league team, our AA team, has been winning left and right. And I really think that Getz is going to call up that manager as well. He is, because
it's a White Sox,
he's a former White Sox
industry,
player.
Right?
A former White Sox player that pitched for us. So, I really think that may be the idea, is to bring up the coach and these players, because Grifol right now, he's alienating his entire team when you call out the team like that, especially when they're losing. And you've said when you got the interview, we're going to play hard-nosed baseball, we're going to play fundamental, we're going to run the bases and steal bases, and we're going to play really good defense. You have not done anything for that.
Not at all.
And then you're looking at, again, we talked about this earlier, trading Pham, trading Eric Fetty, trading DeJong. If you can trade Kopech, getting if you can get a bag of chips for Eloy. And, and it's sad to say that, Lou Bob should be coming up pretty soon. Do you keep him or do you trade him as well? It's really hard to do that, because then you have no cornerstone. You have nobody that's going to attract, besides Crochet, people to the ballpark. You need some kind of attraction, people to be somewhat hopeful for. And that has to be it. I don't know what the answer is for this team, because you put yourself in this situation. You had a lot of talent. You got rid of a lot of talent. And you got a manager who has never been proven, that his own organization didn't want him. And what did I look at the what was the standard? We were 1-9 the last 10.
My thing is, if you get someone from AAA and he's gonna be the coach, like I get that because it's in house. Like
he's
double A, it's in house. Like that's a White Sox mentality all day.
But the thing is, Grifol is not Getz's guy. Getz was hired by the previous administration, so by Rick Hahn and so forth. So that wasn't Getz's call. I thought he should have fired him got rid of him that same year. Once Getz comes in, hey, I want a whole new organization top to bottom. They didn't do that. They don't want to pay managers for not working. I understand that. We're 1-9 in our last 10, 15-40 overall, 10-19 at home, and 5-21 away. We're getting out home run on our away games 2-1. So not only you're not playing defense, your starting pitching is decent, and then you give it up in the 8th and 9th, just like the Cubs do. But you don't hit.
You don't have to go there, but I'm just saying. But no, you're right. You're right. You got to hit, and I get it. I get it, and it's crazy. It's frustrating. I don't know, like as a White Sox fan, for you, I don't see the Yellow Brick Road. I don't see a plan. I don't see that communication where the ownership and the manager are telling you what we're striving to. I don't as much as the Bulls. I don't know what their plan is, but my point being is like I don't see or like have an idea of what they're trying to do as in a clubhouse or anything.
They did that with Rick Hahn, where Rick Hahn said, hey, we're going to rebuild. We're trading Chris Sale. We're trading everybody. We're going to start from scratch. And he took us step by step. And then the owner shit on it by hiring Tony La Russa, and shitting on who the manager should have been, which would have been it was a Hinge from over in Detroit.
Yeah, but that's the issue is like you're trying to just like do business handshakes and make things better and like make amends. Who cares?
Jerry Rice cares? He's done it with the Bulls and for the White Sox. If you're, for the Bulls, if you just make it to anywhere near the playoffs, that's a successful season because you know what, it sells out. For the White Sox, it's like, all right, well, as long as you're about 500, it's a successful season because it's shared revenue. It doesn't matter. Either way, the man gets paid, and that's all he's worried about. There was a sign that was up there for like maybe a third of an inning, maybe 2/3 of an inning, where it said, sell the team, bozo, and it had a picture of Jerry Reinsdorf, with a red nose.
Right.
The only reason fans are going are for the giveaways. The reason they're going is for the fireworks. The only reason they're going is because it's cheap seats on Sundays for family days. Those are the three reasons that people are going. They're not going for the
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Promos. They're really good at them. But if they have a no-name person on their promo, are you going to buy that? Are you going to get that bobblehead? No.
What do you mean no name?
A no name, like someone who's a rookie or someone who's doing promotion. I rather get promotion of just the team instead of just.
They just did the Lou Bob bobblehead with the chain. He's catching it or catching a fly ball. That was done on Saturday. That game was slammed, jam packed, and they had fireworks and all that stuff. So they'll continue to do that. And what they'll probably do is they'll look at legends. They'll be like, oh, we're gonna bring back a Frank Thomas bobblehead or.
Right, but
Carlton,
you know how fast they have to change that and get that like on promotion.
They're pretty good.
If anything, what they should do for promotion wise is just have the team logo on different things because they don't have a known. They don't really have players that are like, hey,
they're gonna stick around. You don't know if they're gonna stick around. So by the time you come out with that bobblehead, that player might be traded.
Right, that's my point. Like, just stick with stuff that has like the team on there.
Yeah, they do like the Hawaiian T-shirts and the jerseys, like the Bulls combination, basketball jersey or the hockey jersey. They do the pullovers. They do those.
They're not do a hockey jersey. Don't give us that fucking curse.
They did the White Sox.
I know they did, but it's just I don't want that curse. Especially if you want to talk about White Sox, Caleb Williams over there doing like doing the claw. No one's there. Of course he's got. Don't curse us. No one was there. I sent a video in our group chat where he's like this, and there was no one there.
Yeah, at the beginning of the game.
If you do a comparison of him at the Cubs game and him at the White Sox stadium,
you can't tailgate.
He was having more fun. He was like raising his hand, doing the call. He was having so much fun. You're gonna say
fun. Okay. How are you gonna gauge how much fun he had? I'm pretty sure you threw the first pitch. He's like, all right, I gotta get out of here.
Yeah, I would want to get out of there too. Like he had a smile. He was standing, going for the fans. But then when he's over there, yeah, he probably had a shitty practice. But my point being is, if I was a quarterback and I had to go to White Sox Park and I'm a Chicagoan, I would have been like, man, this fucking place sucks.
Oh my goodness.
Actually, I wouldn't even have gone. I would have been like, everyone else go.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, right now I can't even look at the prospects right now because again, they're suspects. I mean,
they're what, top 5? I think they're top 5.
Yeah, we're top 5 in the prospects. I think we have 5 tier 1 prospects in our system. One of them that just got called up and got lit up by the what did you do there? Put your hand in
I didn't. Hold on a second. No, I didn't. Hold on.
I'm telling you to put your hand on front of the camera and then it'll autofocus. You have Nick Nestrini who got called up and got lit up against the there you go. It'll do it.
There we go. Finally.
Yeah.
No, I had to also wipe the camera. Technical difficulties.
Jesus Christ. Nick Nestrini got lit up twice against the Blue Jays. His first 2 starts were against the Blue Jays back to back.
That's another team where we could grab people for the Cubs. But yes,
they're on the fence on what they need to do. So
right.
I really think once Lou Bob gets back, it puts everybody in the outfield into regular rotation. Benintendi has been horrible fielding, horrible hitting. Highest paid player on the White Sox. He's not doing anything. You know what? You get rid of him for whatever you can get. All right, you have to cut bait with these players that are not producing on over a long period of time for the White Sox. It's funny because they come here, take the bag, and then they just don't play well. Clevenger, you have to wait because he's only had 2 starts since coming back, getting re-signed. Again, there's a lot of talent that can be moved. I'm still not sold on Andrew Vaughn.
You know what's crazy? You haven't even gone to a game yet.
Just a home opener.
That's it.
I was going to go yesterday, but it was a rain delay. I'm like, I'm not going to stay out there in the rain.
You had a better chance of going to Sueños than
I'm good. I didn't feel like fighting, man. I did not feel like
fighting. Also, there was also videos of them couples arguing, and then taking the umbrellas because it was raining, and then stealing Modelo's and beer.
At the end, they raided all the concession stands. Yeah, that was wild.
Man, we can't have anything.
Can't have anything nice. Yeah.
Oh my God.
All right. So you said, all right, cool. So I just don't want to talk about something.
No, we don't have to. I was just making jokes and lining it up for the audience here. That every one of them probably wants to kick my ass because I'm shitting on that weekend. Well, then don't take Riot Fest from me and send me to fucking Jefferson Park. Have us go to Millennium Park then. Well,
it always rains for both festivals.
It does. And it's all fun.
I don't know what to do with this White Sox team. I mean, I do know what to do with them, but do we have the resources and do they have the balls to make the drastic changes? I don't think so.
No. If I got an opportunity to work for the White Sox, I would bring you on board and we both work for the White Sox. I want to just work for a great team and not have to drive an hour and a half. But my point being is like, I would not really wear the stuff. I wear a black polo, but I would,
something. Same thing when you work for the Cubs, you have to wear the Cubs polo.
Oh, dude, I'd wear fucking Cubs underwear. But my point being is like,
you are wearing Cubs underwear.
They are blue right now. But besides the point, I'm just saying, like, it's just I think fans know what to do and what not to do, and like, but also there's scouting. There's multiple things. There's more variables, and we're joking about it. Like, we could do the job. I get it stressful, but at the end of the day, it's like, that's your job. Like, that's,
Yeah, I just
really gotta take a risk.
They need to put more money into scouting, internationally and domestically. You need to be better at scouting, a double or triple your scouting team. You're gonna have to spend money on the on the young side, so that way you can develop players. Look at what Tampa Bay does, where they pull up players year after year after losing their stars because they don't want to pay them.
No, Tampa Bay, Miami, and
they
just
draft very well. They develop them very well, and then they're like, "Oh, I can't afford you. I'll see you later. Have a good career." And that's what they do. That's what they're known for.
mm-hmm.
There's literally no fans going to those games.
No.
So I don't understand why they get a baseball team. It's frustrating because we are such a large market and so passionate. We have a history here. The fans are just undeniably just crazy about their team. If you just put a winning product out there, just put a winning product, and I guarantee you that building does sell out. If you put a winning product, if you put a crappy product, this is what you're going to get. No one's going to go unless it's for promotions.
I will say this: when the Cubs go to guarantee rate, it will mostly be Cubs fans.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, you'll have White Sox fans there, but it'll be mostly
it'll
Cubs
be
fans.
It'll be about 70% Cub fans.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Good
White
for
Sox fans, stand up.
Oh my God! Don't even.
I had to go to the game. I went with you.
Yeah,
I had a great time, but we fucking lost, and I was pissed about it. So that's why, I won't go, because then maybe we'll win. I mean, hell, I turned on the game and I see them blow it in the 8th. I was like, I shouldn't have watched it.
You don't have that much control, man. Come on.
I'd like to think I'm an important person here in the city of Chicago, but but no, I just. Oh God, if I can't watch any of the games for a whole season, they make it to the playoffs, I won't watch it. I will bury my head in sand with a bottle and a straw. But besides the point, oh God, I just love baseball season as much as you do. I think that's why me and you get along, because we love baseball. We've played baseball. It's just, we like it. We know the players.
It's so hard to watch right now, man.
And it's just like, I get your team, but for my team, it's like we're actually okay, but I don't want to be 500. I don't want to be the Bulls or even less than that. I don't want to be a 500 team. You have talent and you have everything there. Again, you have no middle or closer, which is important, but you should be able to put hits on the board.
Yeah,
you should at least score one run a game. One. Give me one.
That's what we score, one run a game. So
I need one run. Do it for me. The girl next door. For me, Matt. It's just like, come on, give me a run. Do it for me. It's just, I know it's easier said than done, but also you're professional. Scoring one run should be in everyone's blood.
You would think that would be that easy, right?
I think it is, but man, it's just, I'm so peeved. I'm pissed. Like this weekend, Memorial Day weekend, I didn't go out except today for the first time since Friday, and it's Monday.
Yeah.
I'm having a shitty weekend, and also the Cubs are too. So we both have to go and do our jobs tomorrow, and that sucks.
All right. So Cubs play the White Sox at Wrigley Field Tuesday and Wednesday. Okay. All right, we'll coordinate off air. We'll go watch these two games, which bar to go watch these games, because they're going to play the Blue Jays and lose this whole entire series to the Blue Jays. Then they'll play the Brewers at the Brewers and probably take one of those games, and then the Cubs game. So looking at June 4th and June 5th. And then maybe oh no, I don't think I do that. What is that?
You can't do a lot of things. You're rude. Yesterday I asked you, do you want to go to Sportsman? You're like, nah, I'm good. Well, if I invite you to a baseball game, I don't want that same experience.
Sir, I invited you to the Chicago Sky home opener.
And what happened in that game?
You didn't respond.
I did. I said, how much are tickets?
Did not respond. It was in the group chat.
I asked you that for your birthday. I said, what are you going to do? And you said, go to the opening.
Oh, yeah. I told you I was going to the opener, and I got the tickets. All you have to do is buy a beer.
I didn't know you bought the tickets. You should have told me you did. Now I feel bad.
Okay.
That's why you're so aggressive on the one on the weekend. That explains a lot. If you're missing out and you haven't checked out No on the Weekend, I'm just doing my own plug. Big Z was on the show, and I can't have him or Sean because every single time they're on the show, it's always pinned against me, and I'm the one who's the asshole out of it.
Please listen to that show because there was no ganging up on you.
I want the viewers to know. You respond. That episode is live now. I know on the weekend. Surprisingly, but my point being is like the fact that it's like holy shit, like these two always gang up on me, and
it's not true.
Call it out.
That is not true. All right, we'll take a quick break.
You share blood, okay?
We'll come back with what you watching after this commercial break.
Hey, true Chicago sports fans, show off your Chicago pride with some fresh clothes from Grit Clothing Company. At Grit Clothing, they create that simple yet classic style that represents that Chicago Southside lifestyle. From t-shirts to hoodies, hats to glassware, they've got you covered. Grit has everything you need to represent your Chicago pride, so do it right now. Check out gritclothingco.com and use the promo code TrueFan15.
TrueFan15
for 15% off your entire order. Let me say it again. That's gritclothingco.com and use the promo code TrueFan15 for 15% off of your entire order.
What up? It's Martin Moreno, and you are listening to True Chicago Sports Fans Podcast.
Thanks, Martin. This is the TCSF podcast with Big Z, and in the house we got Stevie-B from the No Water on the Weekend podcast.
Martin,
Martin, he's over there headlining. They were just in Vegas.
I wish I met him. I'm jealous that you did.
I've met him a couple times. Every time he comes to town, I come see him. It is that time to talk about what you watching that isn't sports. Stevie-B, what are you watching?
So, okay, we talked about this, I know, on the weekend, but I did watch a couple new shows. I've been rewatching Bad Boys because the new movie came out.
Oh, the movie. Okay, yeah. I just watched it again last weekend too. Go ahead.
I watched 1 and 2. So yesterday I watched 1. Today I watched 2, and I love those movies, and that's what I wanted to be a cop because of those reasons. But at the end of the day, it's not like that.
No,
it's not like gun fights and shots like that. Which is why
you are in Chicago. There is chases.
The chases, but it's like, whatever. I just now maybe I'll think about it. But my point being is like it's sometimes these crazy corny lines that are like from that era. It's like they'll reference something where like you have this expensive car and there's no cup holders, or like it's like clockwork. You know what I mean?
It's very 90s. It's very that's what they're trying to get. That's the audience that they're trying to try to get to watch the movie.
Yeah, and it's great. Or like when they get panned in Miami, like this shit got real. Like, you know what I mean? Like, of course they got Sid, and it's like this shit got real. Where's Dwayne Wade? But my point being is like
game. That's where he was.
Oh yeah, he was. They were both there.
Mm-hmm.
And their child, right? Their child. I
wasn't paying attention to the show.
But yeah, so I've been watching that. I have the place to myself the last couple of days, so I've been watching whatever the frick I want.
There you go.
But besides that, yes, some Star Wars stuff, a little bit of Marvel, and also South Park, obesity.
That Lizzo clip I saw it on TikTok, and I was rolling. She
actually like did a reaction to hers.
Oh, what was the reaction?
She was like, "Oh my God, I was just reverencing South Park. It finally happened." And it's funny, and I think it's hilarious. And this is like the first, like I'm a big South Park person. Right, I've watched it when I was a kid. My dad would be like, "Let me watch it." My mom would be like, "Why are you having him watching it?" Because he doesn't know. But now I know. I know what a clitoris is now, Dad.
Oh boy, I hope so.
But my point being is like with South Park, this one actually felt where all the boys were united to actually do something. Like it's been a while
I
that
haven't
they've
watched
been
the episode. I just watched the clip.
okay, but I'm just
like,
saying,
yeah.
like it's hard for them because it's always been like divided, and it's
Mhm.
actually felt like a South Park episode where they're actually all boys
Mhm.
trying not like they don't understand healthcare. I don't understand it, and I'm a man,
Nobody does.
or a man, or a man in a boy body, or a boy in a man body, whatever the case may be. Shut up. But I'm just saying, like, it's interesting to see them play that still role and trying to understand it and go with that. But you said you saw it, right?
I just saw the clip of the Lizzo clip of
Oh.
her reaction, and then the clip of the episode. I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah.
And if you're getting mentioned on South Park, you've made it. Because if
Right.
you're mainstream, and you should take it as a grain of salt. Because you know what, SNL has been making fun of people for 40 years. So
Right. 100%.
Don't take offense to it. It's funny. You move on. Okay. No big deal.
And you have to be able to laugh at yourself. Like
Exactly.
I don't, if they made a spoof about us, I would laugh at it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't take offense to it. I'd still be a fan. And I would be like, that's hilarious. Like I wouldn't be offended.
No, I'd post it on my stories too. So
right. It's all content all around. I'm just not doing that all that work to do that joke. But my point being is like, but yeah, what are you watching?
You know
Besides
what?
The White Sox.
That game was on mute because I can't listen to that guy's voice. I was watching
in Spanish. A las 7:25 la uno.
I gotta check if they do have that on Hulu. I was watching the A&E documentary on Eddie Guerrero. So it had like footage of him.
For us who don't know who Eddie Guerrero is, who is that?
Professional wrestler.
So yeah, that's me. I don't know.
You don't know who Eddie Guerrero is? Latino Heat.
Mm-mm. I only know The Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Okay, yeah.
And Undertaker and John Cena.
If you know John Cena, how do you not know Eddie Guerrero? They wrestled.
I like doing this. Like
you're a child.
He's a peacemaker. He's peacemaker. But yeah. Again, man-sized body, but kid-sized mind. Yeah.
100%. So yeah, it was a cool documentary. So they have a bunch of footage of when he was coming up from WCW to WWE, and it pretty much exposing a lot of his drug issues, why he had the drug
what
issues.
Kind? Good kind, bad kind?
He was taking date rape drugs. He was taking a capful, which is about 4 or 5 in a cap, and he was trying to take that to fall asleep. One knocks you out. He was taking 4 or 5, and he decided he decided to drive after that, and his car kept going straight, and the street had a bend on it, and he that the car went ass over end, and he got catapulted through.
I mean, his body was relaxed, but still.
Exactly. Yeah. So he ended up like lacerating his liver and breaking his hip and some other stuff. And then, 6 months later, he's wrestling again, but now he's on painkillers and he got addicted to those.
I don't get those. Those make you slow.
They make you sleepy. Yeah. Again, the different strokes for different folks, and that unfortunately he had a drug problem and a drinking problem. And he lost his job, and then when he got clean, he got clean after losing his job, his family, and all that. Dedicated his life to God, and he got his family back and his career back. But he ended up passing away of an enlarged heart.
Oh, now I feel like an asshole because I didn't know he died.
Yeah, he died.
Well, tell me that before I start making fucking jokes.
I did say, well, whatever. Yeah, so it was a pretty cool documentary. They have cool ones on A&E. There's 4 seasons. Undertaker, Bret Hart, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Mankind. They have all of them there. They're really cool ones. So I've been watching that. Let's see. There's no stuff on Sunday for me to watch. I've been watching The Chi, actually. Catching up on The Chi.
I feel I have an issue with that.
The Chi?
Yeah.
Why?
Because Chicago's not that bad.
Are you kidding me?
And also, Peaky Blinders, who's a gang in London and Birmingham, is more organized than The Chi, in my eyes.
Take a trip to the south side of Chicago, sir.
What? It's like like I'm watching Bad Boys 2 all over again. Then,
Mm.
I don't like. It's just like it's like watching what is it? With who used to be Rhodey, but he was on the with what's his face, Joe Rogan, recently.
I don't watch Joe Rogan.
Okay, well, he like the guy who played Rhodey before.
You're talking about Terrence Howard.
Yes.
That he had the patent for.
No. But he had the show. He had a show that was like kind of like gangster kind of thing. That I felt more like believable.
He had a show. Terrence Howard had a show.
Yeah. It involved like involving like the music industry.
Yeah. I remember now.
That's more believable to me, especially what's going on in hip hop industry.
Really stupid after like season 2. I stopped watching after season 2, but the show has been pretty good. A lot of well-known actors, a lot of Chicago actors. It's great storytelling. Not all of it's violence, but between that and like Power, I still haven't seen Power, but like those, I like supporting Chicago shows, and I'm caught up on all Chicago shows right now.
So I will say this, and I'll share it on your show. Paige wants to have the Bear launch party episode here at the apartment.
Okay, how many people are gonna be able to go?
Dude, it's sky's the limit. You tell me. But again, for me, it's like I'm very close circle. But at the end of the day, I'm excited for the Bear.
Yeah, very excited.
She says, "Have you worked fast food?
Nope.
Or restaurant or anything like that?"
I bartended. That's it. I didn't
see. So her and Matt have worked this industry, and I've worked Panda Express, Subway. I've worked at the Willis Tower at like the club, right? I would be a food runner.
Yeah,
I get the food service industry. I get it, and it's like when they like are like saying, "Oh, this and this." I'm like, I'm not excluded. I just didn't have that opportunity.
I worked private events
Same.
for Intercontinental Hotel, so dealing with high-end people. So it is very stressful because you have your captain, he's yelling down at us like, hey, this is what needs to be done. Make sure you know the menu by heart.
Right. And what's crazy is when I was at the Willis Tower, there was a chef that I heard him yell all the time. The job I'm at now, he's there. And he's not a yeller. He's not a yeller. He's like when he sees me, he like taps my shoulder, like he's like a genuine nice person. I was like, I like job wise, it shows. Like he's a nice person, but also it's like the stress of it. And I get it. And also I'm not a foodie. I'm not going to spend a shit ton of money. I'm a Chicagoan. I'm happy with a fucking great hot dog, especially one by Guarantee Rate Field, that hot dog stand. Hey, I will eat those hot dogs. I will make my own hamburgers. Like I'm eating potatoes. I'm not trying to go eat crabfish or anything crazy, lamb like Sean, or I don't know. Teach their own, but man, like I feel like I'm more Chicagoan than anyone. Well, me and you are, but like I just feel like some people can't understand because we take it to another level. Like I live and die for the city. I can't leave.
Yeah, eventually.
I'm like Charlie from Always Sunny. Can you believe Philadelphia and Pittsburgh are in the same state? You only have to choose one. It's like, yeah, I'll never leave, but I'll leave. But this is home. Home is home.
No, this is
so
home.
When I watch the Bear, like when I see these clips or like I see these things, it's like that's home. That's my place. And I, anything between past like before Pilsen, like I'm just like I don't care. But Chicago's home, and I love my city, and I love everyone, and I want to love everyone, and I want everyone to love me. Hey, you're receiving from Chicago sports. I'm like, no on the weekend, but but you get what I mean. Like Chicago is me. It's in my soul. It's in my blood. No ketchup. All that, all the stuff. You're the same way.
Yeah, I love my city. This is always going to be home, even if I do end up moving to a different state eventually.
I couldn't.
Uh,
When she's crying or she's the love of my life, like this city calls for me. I just can't leave.
okay,
I go to
Batman.
LA, it's fucking boring. I go to New York, and it's like
New York
I
is not
can't
boring.
walk around. Everywhere is like so many people, and I hate Yankee and Mets fans, especially Knicks fans. I hate Knicks fans
I can
and
deal with them.
Lakers fans.
Yeah, Lakers. Those are not really fans. Come on. There's more fans outside that are outside California that are Laker fans.
If
than
you're in
actual-
Texas and you're rooting for Dallas, like Cowboys, and you're living in California, there's something wrong with you. But yeah, I'm watching all these people. That's another thing I'm watching. So
all these people.
but no.
All right. I think this is enough for today. I think we covered our baseball gripes and what's wrong with our teams, and hopefully they get it right and start making some moves and to make our teams a lot better so they're watchable. But we'll be back next week for sure, and we'll talk more sports. So
Serge and JC will be here. Hopefully,
JC's on a big boat. He's on a pontoon or something.
God. And we didn't get an invite.
That's okay.
He always gives me shit when I'm not on the show, but he's not here. And you know what?
We'll be okay. We'll be okay.
Ooh, no, we're better than okay. We're fine. We're perfect.
I'm excited to go watch some playoff basketball. So with that being said, all right, everybody, that is it for today. Thank you for listening. A big thank you to our sponsors, 606 Media, True Chicago Sports Fans, and Grit Clothing Company. Don't forget to go to gritclothingco.com and get your official TCSF podcast t-shirt. Search for keyword True Chicago and use our promo code TrueFan15 at the checkout for 15% off. That is TrueFan15. Get your shirts now. Check out Stevie-B's show, No Water on the Weekend podcast, available on all streaming platforms. I was the latest guest, so
It's
go
out.
ahead. Have a lot of laughs. It's a lot of fun. A lot of trivia was wrong. He got us this time. It was a tough trivia.
But I will say the bottles are still on the table from from Friday. So
Oh boy.
I need to clean those. But yeah. Listen to us, check us out everywhere you want to listen to podcasts, but it's always fun.
There you go. Then check out the latest episodes of Impossicated with Big Z. I believe there's 5 episodes on YouTube there for you. I've been interviewing some more people this month, and they should be out next week. So look out for that. And you know what? Come back next week, have some fun, talk some sports, disagree with us.
Can I say one thing?
Sure.
Before we end real quick. Last episode or 2 episodes ago, we talked about me getting in the car with my grandfather. Yeah. He was calling me twice while we're on the show, and then he walked upstairs to Sean's place, knocked on the door, didn't come up here while we're doing the show. So now after this show, I have to go downstairs and figure out what he wanted. So, yeah, we'll figure that out for next week. But yeah, I just wanted to share that with you guys. Even though he does so much for Sean and Angie on the second floor. Yeah. Food, salsa, what do I get? Fucking nothing, of course. But yeah, so I just want to say that and give you some juicy news. So
all right, fans, you can find us on TCSF Pod on Twitter. You can find me at BigZ_606 Media Group on all my platforms. You can hit us up on True Chicago Sports Fans at gmail.com. You want to send us stirring a pod, what you're watching. Is there a topic you want to talk about in sports? There's stuff that we can definitely incorporate to the show because we want you to be involved as you watch and support us. Thank you very much. All right, for Stevie-B, I am Big Z, and we'll see you next time for episode 197. And until then, be good to each other for the love of sports.